everyone, it's Stephanie with Move by Purpose. Thank you for coming by. Today I want to talk about 5 things that you must do before a career transition. A lot of people will be really uncomfortable in their job. They don't like it. They know something isn't right, but they haven't really quite pinpointed exactly what it was. They just know that they want to get out. So they might rush to make a decision to try to move and get out of their career without doing what I suggest first, which is to get very clear on exactly what it is that you don't like about your job. Is it your boss? Is it that you're not making enough money? Is it that you feel like it's dead end and that there's no opportunity for advancement? Or is it even a little bit deeper? Is it more that the overall field that you're in is just not a good fit? The last one is a great guide for, well, all of them are great indicators of your next step. If it's your supervisor, is there a way that you could take action or take responsibility and try to make it better? Could you maybe request a new supervisor? And I would only suggest that you do that after you've done made every effort to try to make your relationship with your supervisor better. Maybe it's that you need to improve your communication or figure out why it is that they seem to be frustrated with you and vice versa, and try to have a healing conversation and really try to work well together, because chances are if you're frustrated with your supervisor, they might be frustrated with you, and taking initiative to have that conversation can really help make it better. And after you do that and things still don't change, it might be a mutual agreement that you might need a new supervisor. Asking for a raise as well. If it's the money that you feel is not adequate enough for the value that you deliver, go in and have that conversation. Ask them at an appropriate time. Usually at performance evaluations is a good opportunity to have that discussion. Is you clearly bring out and define the value that you bring and all the things that you've done to really make the company grow and thrive. Are you top performer? Are you bringing in high billable hours? Have you landed really big accounts? All of these things work in your favor, but if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and not really going above and beyond or being able to measure, and you just think you're entitled to more money, that's not really going to work very favorably for you. My second suggestion of doing this before transitioning out of your career is to get clear on who you are. Figure out how you are wired. What is your personality? What are your behavioral tendencies? Do you like to be in charge? Are you a leader? Or do you prefer to support someone else and allow other people to make decisions? Do you work independently, or do you like working on teams? What are your values? What are your strengths? What are your skills? What do you love to do? What are you passionate about? Remember that being good at something is not necessarily a guide for what you should continue to do. A lot of people tried keeping me in my social work job because I was really good at it. I wasn't happy in it, and I wasn't going to find another job in a social work position, and so many people tried keeping me there. I just knew social work as a field was not a good fit for me and how I'm wired. Third, figure out what you want. And it's amazing how many people only concentrate on what they don't want, which does help guide in figuring out what they do want, but they don't put a whole lot of effort figuring out what they want. And this is where the work is, and this is where it gets challenging. They know very clearly what they want to run away from, but they don't yet know where they want to run to. And in order for you to have a successful career transition and to be happy and fulfilled in your new position or work or whatever that model looks like, you need to know where you are going. Taking personality tests and, strengths, I recommend the book Strengths Finder. I sell a personality assessment on my website in my store, and it's the Move by Purpose DISC assessment. It's for $27.50, and it is a 30-page assessment that really, really can help you get very clear on who you are. And you can even bring that to your supervisor or to interviews or your team members, and that tool alone can help get rid of some stress that you may be experiencing right now. And I lost track. I apologize. Figure out what you want. Do you like being in charge? Do you want a high income? Do you like the unlimited earning potential? Or do you prefer a steady, stable position and a secure paycheck? These are all indicators to tell you, like, if staying in a career in a traditional position is a good fit, or maybe you should create work you love. Become an entrepreneur, start something, because it's really entrepreneurship and starting a business where you have that unlimited earning potential, more so than a traditional salaried position where you're getting paid the same amount of money regardless of how much work you put in. Fourth, develop a plan of action to get there. This is where the fourth and fifth steps are where people get stuck. So once you identify what exactly it is that you want and where you want to go, and you become very clear, you are ready to develop a plan of action, set goals, put a deadline on it. As Pat Flynn says, write it down, break it down, take it down. You have your vision, you need to write it down. You need to commit it to writing. Create a strategic plan of action and go after it. And that leads me to number 5, take action. There's so many people that consume information. They plan and plan and plan, and they're always absorbing information, yet never implementing it and taking action. They freeze when it comes time to act. And this is where hiring a coach will be very, very beneficial. You need somebody objective, not your mother, not your best friend, that will be able to coach you through this process, that will help hold you accountable to your goals and help you through the process of the obstacles, the fears, because this is where mom will try to say, maybe you should stay in your job. If you're trying to create work you love, they might try to keep you in your secure position because they're afraid for you. They want to see you successful, but they don't want to see you fail, and you don't want to fail either. But you also don't want to stay where you're at because you know it's not a good fit and you're not happy. And they more likely will have a hard time understanding that. So this is where hiring and investing in a coach will be really, really valuable. And you can get all the books you want and try to work through the process alone, but having someone working with you professionally will give you amazing results and outcomes far greater and faster than you would just taking a book that is written generally, not specific to your situation, not tailored to you independently, and trying to go through that process alone. There is something different when you invest. And the sad thing is when I talk to people and they realize they know that they could benefit from coaching, but they just don't commit to investing in themselves, or they even object and say, I can't afford it, it's too much money. It's really sad because 2 years later, they're in the same exact spot. And my question is, can you really afford not to? Do you really want to stay in the same place. And if you could do it on your own, you probably would have by now. And that's why sometimes you do need to enlist professional help of someone else to get you to that success that you so desperately want. So, last point. If you realize that your ideal work is something that you need to create, you will probably need to stick it out in the job that you don't like. If it's really bad, you will need to leave and find something that is a slightly better fit, but still not ideal until your business takes off to a level that you can successfully leave. You need to have 3 to 6 months of savings in the bank. And you need to be generating half of your current income for 2 months before you can resign from your current position. And once you do that, you're free to resign. Celebrate, you worked hard for it. And you get to get paid to do what you truly love. And that is so rewarding. Very few people understand. And it's worth every bit of the effort.